always positive about everything. Was never never discouraged by anything. And it didn't matter how much how much I tried to get him down. He's always had a positive attitude about it. So.
This is the culmination of everything that individual's done into the Marine Corps. You want to make sure that the Marine Corps does everything in its power for that guy. You want to make sure that that Marine is taken care of just as much as he's ever put into the Marine Corps.
Well, I'd have to say he saved us, and it came back to, when he come here, it was, we missing something. What were we missing? That boy. And he came in and he was raw. He was just a little like almost a, I would say he wanted to be, he was trying to be, for better words, kind of a gangster, kind of he was trying to be a thug and walked in the house trying to be all tough. And, I just told him, it's okay to be Indian. It's okay to be who you. And then, but a couple times I'd say, hey, you're native, it's okay. Well, he was in unfortunate events in his life with his biological family that, put him with us through foster care. And during that time, first couple years, yeah, he kind of identified as a foster kid. But then after that, it was more of a, hey, Pops, hey, Dad, hey, Mom. Over here, it was, we kind of got this area yesterday, and still a little bit, but it's this was Joe. It was Saturday night. Got back late, came in, went to bed. Next day, it was about 08:53 or right around there. The doorbell rings, and Chance, his brother, says, there's Marines out here. I don't think he really knew what was going on. And he goes back in his room, tries to lay down. And I'm like, I didn't know if I heard him right. So I went down to, I went downstairs. When I saw him, I knew.
That Marine is still your brother. The fact that he's left this earth, his family, we need to bring him back to his family. We need to make sure that we've made that proper transfer of thank you for allowing him to be a part of our life. And we're bringing him back to you. Right. And we're going to do it the best way we can. And we're sure as hell are not going to allow anything to go wrong.
But no parent wants to know, and I still don't believe it. I have to see him to believe it's true. I don't want to see him because I don't want to believe it's true. We have a Native American 7 drum, and that's to honor the deceased on, you know, going home. The dances, as we're singing on this side, and we sing the 7 songs on this side, they're singing, you know, on the other side, receiving it. If you look at what he could have had and what he does have are 2 different things. You know, I mean, right across the way you got, you know, signs of gang activity that he could have lived and had for. He could have ran that life, but he chose a better life. You know, he chose that he was going to do. He was definitely going to become something great, grand.
Positive all the time. You know, we talked about family a lot, and he seemed like a real good family guy. Definitely was, you know, proud to be a Marine and looked forward to it for a long time, and, you know, had his heart and his mindset in the right place.
Well, no matter what anybody says, we still live in the greatest country in the world. Irregardless of what anybody says, still the greatest country in the world. Everybody's still trying to get here. It's because of people like him that people are going to be allowed to come here in the future. It's watercolors and chalk, but he signed it, and he didn't sign any of his stuff. Rarely did he sign his stuff, so look at some of his art up there. That's what he did. He could pick up anything and do what he wanted to do, and, you know, could make it. You know, he went more in Plains Indian. Then this is Southern style, hoop dancer. He saved Marines that day. Just being in the position he was saved Marines. You know, referring to go to that company, when going to 1-5, he saved a Marine. He saved Marines, for all we know. You know, his choice is the greater choice of, if you look at, if he didn't go, if he didn't take, there could have been other Marines, more Marines. Could have been somebody else, and we wouldn't want that. You know, we don't want Joe to be gone, but we don't wish that on anybody else.
We are with the Patriot Guard Riders, and what we do is we are invited by the families of the fallen heroes, and what we do is we form a barrier in case there's any uninvited guests like protesters or anything like this. We do form a barrier between the families and them to where nobody sees each other. And what we do is we hold a flag line in their honor and show our honor and respect.
You know, they said there's going to be, guaranteed there's going to be a handful of you that are going to go over there and not come back. It was kind of, you know, we all look at it and say, oh, you know, it's probably not going to happen to any of us, you know, this would be somebody else. And, you know, sure enough, I definitely didn't think of Jackson as being one that was going to, you know, not come back.
He was a great Marine, actually. He would always be the one motivating people when we were in the field. Motivating, like, all the junior Marines and stuff. Telling them, suck it up.
2, 4, march.
To protect and enhance a life full of free choice, of the ability to live out and act out our convictions, to be united in our diversity, to respect one another and cherish one another, even though there are differences among us. For that reason, he becomes not just a temporary memory, but a lasting monument to the virtues of his upbringing, to the goals of this nation, and to the betterment of all human beings.
I cannot describe for you the respect and admiration those men had for your son. They loved him like a brother, and only you feel the loss of Joe more than they do.
I've been in the Marine Corps for 18 years. I've been awarded. I've served in combat, and I've done a lot of things. Serving this Marine and serving your family has been the highest honor I've ever had.
Though he had many obstacles of being a foster child, but becoming part of our home, our family, he blossomed and became a strong man. And today, we thank each and every one of you for showing such a respect, a love,
It is profound the way this young man grew up and became a Marine. It shouldn't have happened. On paper, it shouldn't have happened. But because he identified as being Native and showing that the pride we have as being warriors in a warrior society. Every Native wants to be a warrior. My son's going home, and he's been home since 9:30 Saturday, April 23rd. He may have died on the 24th in Afghanistan, but he died on the 23rd at about 9:30 here in the United States.